Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all doing well. You join me out and about on the fantastic Triumph Bonneville T100 today. We're just on a local route. I had planned to do an epic road trip today and go to the Snake Pass in Derbyshire, but if you can see the clouds above me, you'll notice that it looks like it's going to thrash it down any second now. So I've decided to stay local, and as I'm fast approaching the 1,000 mile mark since I bought this bike, I thought, why not do a 1,000 mile review? So I'll talk you through a few different categories and share with you my experiences of the bike to date. I'll also go through a little walk around of the bike later on. But before we get into it, just bear in mind, it is just for a bit of fun. I am still very much a new rider myself, and you know, it wasn't even 12 months ago where I couldn't even tell you the difference between a Suzuki and a Yamaha. I'd like to think I've come on leaps and bounds since those days. So anyway, stick along for the ride and let's get into it. For this category, I suppose we'll just start off with general comfort. So I'm 6'2", 100 kilos, so quite a big guy. And I was a little bit worried before buying this bike that it'd be a bit too small for me. But no, there's no such issues. Put bar risers on, so that was the only real issue for me. I was kind of leaning down a little bit, but with the bar risers, I've now got a straight back. And yeah, I feel very happy. I could ride on like this all day now, I feel. My legs are in a good position. They are slightly bent back, but you know, I'm not exactly riding a sports bike stance, should we say. But back is almost perfectly straight, I would say. So very happy with this. The seat is quite comfortable. Obviously that's a subjective thing, and you know, everyone's different, I suppose. But for me personally, the stock seat is quite comfortable. So yeah, comfort, I would rate this bike very, very highly. You know, you're going to be very comfortable on it if you're a shorter rider and also a tall rider like myself. So, you know, I think it caters for all in that department. Okay, so just doing that review, but I didn't realise there's inland rider, so there's a nice waterfall here. So let's see if we can go and check it out. So yeah, that's the good thing about Wales, is, you know, lots of stuff to see. I was just planning to stick to the main roads, but I don't think I've actually ever been here. It's quite a popular local attraction, so let's just go and have a look. So I've just had to slam on the brakes really hard because car was going a bit too fast down here. Didn't expect to see a motorbike coming the other way. So yeah, what can I say? The brakes are fine for me. You know, it's got the single floating disc up front, the Brembo caliper on there, and I can't fault it. I know obviously the T120's got the two discs up front, but for me personally, the single one has been absolutely fine. I've had no issues whatsoever. You know, I've had to brake hard quite a few times and it's never let me down. Just feel like you've got so much control and confidence in those brakes, which is good. The rear one, it's not amazing, but it does a job. So yeah, if I had to rate them, probably say a good 7 out of 10. Absolutely zero issues from me. And some of these roads are quite bumpy now as well. So why not talk about the suspension? I know it's kind of basic and a lot of people do switch it out. I've looked at some of the alternatives. I kind of want to keep the classic look of the bike, so I don't want to swap it out with anything. It's got branding all over it, so my hunt continues. If anyone's got any suggestions, let me know. But for me at the moment, it's definitely low down on my list of priorities to do to the bike, because I'm quite happy with the stock. The preload's really easy to adjust. When I first had it, I thought it was a little bit unforgiving. My back was playing up a little bit on the first few rides, but I just had to play around with the preload, got it kind of set up exactly how I like, and yeah, no issues whatsoever. I can also vouch for pillion comfort in that respect as well. So, you know, Katie has been on the back of this, so we did like a little trial run out the other day, and although she doesn't like it as much as the Tiger, obviously they're totally different experiences, aren't they? She said she can come on road trips on this with ease as well, so, you know, happy days. Oh wow, look, there's the there's the waterfall right ahead. I hope you can see that. You probably can't actually, because the camera's set to ultra wide. You'd expect to see that in a rainforest or something, and it's just in Wales. Wow. Wouldn't mind getting a close-up view of it. Okay, so that was an unexpected treat. Had no plans to do that then, but had to go on a little hike along the trail to find the waterfall. It's only about 5 minutes, but yeah, it was worth it. Amazing what you find when you're out and about on the motorbike, isn't it? There we go, back on the main roads now. God, if anyone is going to Rhaedr Waterfall, get there early, because I tell you what, that lane going up to it, probably about 3 or 4 miles long, and the traffic is wild. I think I managed to get there just before the big rush started. So let's talk about the handling on this awesome bike then. What can I say? It's just perfect as far as I'm concerned. A lot of my riding is done on national speed roads, kind of similar to this that we're coming up to now, where you're not going to be going above, well, you're going to be riding between about 40 to 60 mile an hour. Lots of twisty roads, sharp bends, that type of thing. And you just feel so planted and confident riding this bike. You know, the weight is quite low down on it. You know, you're also sat quite low down. So you just feel in a really commanding position. And it just gives you so much more confidence when you're out riding, going through the corners and the turns. You know, I just feel so planted. See, look, just braking going into the corner now, down into third, quickly out of it. Lovely. And then you get hit with it coming up to a traffic light. But, you know, the point is, I feel like my riding has come on leaps and bounds since I've owned this bike, and I'm really, really impressed with it. Certainly from a new rider's perspective, you can't go wrong starting off on something like this. Look, up to 60 now, nice and easy, which leads us on to the speed then and power. It can do everything really well. So if you're going on roads like this all day, it's the perfect bike for it. But if you're going on the motorway on a big, I don't know, European tour, I would feel happy doing it on this, no problem. So it's the best of both worlds really, as far as I'm concerned. Whether you like a nice chilled Sunday afternoon ride or an epic European adventure, then this one ticks all the boxes for me, and that's kind of why I got it as well. Lots of torque as well, low down, which is great. Really very responsive on the throttle, smooth as butter, and the clutch is just so light and easy to manage. That's why I think this would be the perfect bike for a new rider. You know, you're going to have no issues riding this whatsoever. So the sound of this bike, I absolutely love it. You know, I've just got the stock exhausts on. Yeah, I would see no reason to change them myself. I know people do, and that's fine, but for me, I absolutely love the sound of the stock exhausts. I think they look amazing as well. I wouldn't want to change the look from what's on them now. So we're just in the back roads now, just coming up to a place called Lance and Fried. I know these roads very well because this was my old post route when I left uni for a few years. There's a nice little old post box just up here where I can park up, take a couple of snaps of the bike, and we'll also talk through kind of the looks of it and some of the customization options that you have if you choose to have one of these. So here we go, we've got the best of British. We've got the old red telephone box and the modern classic Bonneville, made in Thailand, but we'll just gloss over that. So here it is. The looks of the bike though, you cannot fault it in my opinion. I've got the Gold Line edition, so for me this is the perfect kind of colour choice. You've got the deep green colour going into silver with the gold line on the tank, and then it's kind of all blacked out by that side panel and the exhaust really. So the only thing I'll probably change on it looks wise is the panel. I do want to get some vinyl wrap for them and just black it out, and I think once that's done it'll look perfect for me. What have I added to it? So I've got the bag rails and then the grab rail as well on the back. I just swapped this out for the backrest when Katie's on it though. It takes what, 2 minutes to swap, and the handrail looks so much better than the backrest when you haven't got a pillion. So it was a bit of extra money, but I think worth it. And I've got the bag there from Classic Rides. That's the 10-litre day pack, which I think fits in really well with the bike. Perfect size to go on there. Really happy with that. You know, you can fit in a brew or, you know, all my camera gear and whatnot. Going up to the handlebars then, I've added the wireless charging head from Quadlock. I've played around with a few different areas to mount it on the bars. For me, that's probably the best place. Keeps it out of the way of these stunning dials, which are one of my favourite features on the bike. And then if you turn the ignition on, technology wise, I think it's perfect for me. Obviously you've got the ABS traction control, and then just very basic options. So you know, you've got the mileage, trip 1, trip 2, miles per gallon for the current trip, miles per gallon overall, and then your clock. And then for me, that's all I really need. So I'm happy with that. Obviously I've got the bar end mirrors from Tech. Really pleased with them. I think they look great, and I can obviously see a lot more of the road behind me. Tyres as well. Got the Avon Road Rider Mark II. They're not stock, so I think the old owner added them, and I can't fault them. Really good tyres. I think once they're due to be replaced, I'll probably look to buy another set maybe. But yeah, there's the bike. Those are my thoughts on it, and yeah, as you may be able to tell, I couldn't be any happier with it. So in summary then guys, what can I say? I'm absolutely delighted with my decision to buy this bike. I think it's one of the best purchases I've ever made. I'm confident in saying that I will keep this for many years. For me personally, I don't think I would need another bike. It just does everything so well. And I think whether you're a new rider just starting out or an experienced rider, you're going to enjoy this bike. It sounds cheesy, but you really do get smiles for miles when you sat on this thing. First 1,000 miles have been a joy. I have zero regrets trading in my old bike, the Tiger 800, and I'm looking forward to having many more road trips and adventures on this. So if you have enjoyed this video, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe. You know, nearly 1,000 subscribers now, which absolutely mind-blowing really. That is crazy. So thank you so much for all your support. It really does mean the world to me. In the meantime, I'll be back with another road trip in the not too distant future, but ride safe, take it easy everyone, all the best, and I'll speak to you again soon.